Heyo, and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about being too lazy for God because that was something that I was kind of convicted of last week. I want to start off with a passage from Song of Songs, that beautiful book that everyone wants to pretend doesn't exist. So this is Song of Songs 5:2. I slept, but my heart was awake. Listen, my beloved is knocking. Open to me, my sister, my darling, my dove, my flawless one. My head is drenched with dew, my hair with the dampness of the night. I have taken off my robe. Must I put it on again? I have washed my feet. Must I soil them again? My beloved thrust his hand through the latch opening. My heart began to pound for him. I arose to open for my beloved, and my hands dripped with myrrh, my fingers with flowing myrrh on the handles of the bolt. I opened for my beloved, but my beloved had left. He was gone. My heart sank at his departure. I looked for him, but did not find him. I called him, but he did not answer. And I liked that passage because I feel like it can relate to my relationship with God, and that was convicting when I first read it, and then I realized I did that exact thing the other day. Of like, when God calls me, I want to be ready, and I want to be open to following him, whatever that looks like, and wherever he tries to lead me, whatever he wants me to do. So what happened the other day was I was at home by myself, sort of a long day, kind of getting in my head, kind of getting restless and not in the greatest mood, and I feel like God said, hey, go take a walk, and my first thought was like, it's kind of hot outside. That's a whole ordeal of like putting my shoes on, buckling the baby up, getting the stroller, sticking her in there, walking outside, moving around. Like, I don't really feel like doing all that work. What am I gonna do? Just walk around in the hot sun? Like, I don't think that's gonna make me feel any better. So no, I'm gonna stay here and continue to just watch random videos on YouTube and wait till my husband gets home. I'm sure that's gonna make me feel better. And of course it did not. And then I wasn't in the greatest mood when he came home, and then I wasn't really able to enjoy our time together. We were having a date that night, but I was just kind of out of it because I just put myself in a bad mood all day. And the next day I was like, that was so stupid. Like, why do I do that? And yet I find myself doing that all the time, being lazy and taking the easy way out of like, okay, I could put in what feels to me like a monumental effort of putting my shoes on and walking outside in order to like feel better and let God rejuvenate my heart and my mind and make me aware again of his presence and his spirit with me. Or I could just do the tiny little effort of like clicking another video and just sitting there. And I don't know why I have this propensity towards laziness. I don't know why I feel like really the tiny bit of effort that I have to put in to feel better isn't worth it. It is worth it. Being uncomfortable for like 30 seconds or even like 30 minutes of walking outside is worth it to have the rest of my day restored instead of continuing on this downward spiral of my mood. It's always worth it to feel close to God. Whatever he asks of me, like, I know that that's so much better than sitting around being lazy. Even if he asked me to do a ton of work and it took so much effort and so much time, like, that would still be so much more worth it than just saying no, nope, too much. I'm gonna sit here. Like, I know that the good that he offers is so much better than the easy temporary satisfactions of the world. And yet, you know, it's so easy to just be like, you know, I know this isn't so great, but I'm gonna be content with something smaller because, you know, too much work. And I don't want to have that attitude about God. I don't want it to be that he calls to me and I'm like, oh my gosh, I've taken off my robe, do I have to put it back on? And like, I already washed my feet, I don't want to get them dirty again. So that by the time I'm like, oh fine, whatever, I get up and respond, it's too late and I've missed that opportunity. Not that he ever really truly does leave us or abandon us or like punish me of like, oh well, okay, then I'm gonna withhold myself from you for 5 days to punish you for not answering my call that one time. But it is true that there are opportunities that I think I have missed out on. I think perhaps the other day he really was calling me to a good and beautiful experience of him, and I chose not to do that, and so I then suffered the consequences of living my life kind of pushing away his spirit. And I don't always know like how what he's calling me to is going to be better. Like, again, it seemed like so much work and I was like, I don't think I want to even be in the hot sun. I don't see how that could make me feel better, so no. But yeah, I might not see how what he's doing is going to help me and make me experience him and give me joy, but I can trust that it will. I know that he has my best in mind. I know that he wants good things for me. I know that he's calling me to good things. And when he calls, it is always worth responding, no matter what the price to pay for that is. And then I also think of C.S. Lewis talks about being surprised by joy. And I think that's so true of like, I don't know what God has in store for me. That's the point. Like, I am going to be surprised by joy, like blindsided by his love and the ways that he takes care of me and shows up for me. I can't predict that. I can't know how exactly I'm going to experience him if I follow his call. But that's the thing. It's like it's an adventure. It's a mystery. I want to be pursuing him always like wondering what he's gonna have for me next. I don't know. I can't predict. I want it to be a surprise. I want to be called into things that I don't understand and don't see coming. I think that's really beautiful. And I do think that true joy always does come as a surprise. And that's why I want to keep answering his call and pursuing him, because I never know what he has in store for me. But I do absolutely know that it's going to be good. So yeah, just a short little encouragement to follow God, whatever he's calling you to. It's never too much effort to pursue him. It's never worth being lazy. I want to mature and grow out of that part of me that just wants to take the path of least resistance, because that leads nowhere great anyway. It's worth it to put in a tiny bit of effort in order to be close to God, in order to attain what he has for me and to experience him. Worth any price. Don't be lazy. Thank you for watching, and goodbye until more interesting things happen.